Under no circumstance should my life be put in danger because a superhero doesn't want to be mean to a supervillain. Like, could you imagine being on this train when Spider-Man was fighting Dr. Octopus and you're terrified because this madman is throwing people off of the train?
What?
You're cheering for Spider-Man to save your life because he's your only hope. He's got this. He's your hero. But then you think about it for 1 second, and you realize that this man is a fraud.
I knew it was fake. I knew it.
He was strong enough to carry dozens of people with one arm, strong enough to beat a genetically enhanced super terrorist, and strong enough to stop a speeding train. And yet, he can't knock out a middle-aged man? Are you kidding me?
Stop the cap.
Peter can casually be hit by a train, by the way, but can't knock this guy out? Heck, I bet even I could knock him out. Dr. Octopus' arms don't give him any kind of super strength or anything, so once you get past his arms, he's literally just a guy. That was my sister Margaret he threw off the train. Can your ass take this seriously, Spider-Man? J. Jonah Jameson was right. This man's a menace. A fraud.
You're a fraud, Spider-Man!
Superheroes holding back is one of the most heated topics people have been talking about recently. You could have a really cool scene where when a character who usually tries their best not to hurt someone finally goes all out, it becomes one of the coolest moments ever. Like when Peter finally showed Kingpin just how much stronger he was than him. And it's admittedly a really cool scene. But one of the problems with scenes like this is that now any other time Spider-Man loses to Kingpin, part of you kinda wonders, Peter, are you losing on purpose? Why? Part of you is gonna question how much of a superhero Spider-Man really is. He's putting me in danger by not winning this fight when he clearly could. Another cool moment is when Superman gets to go all out. Anytime Superman gets to fight Darkseid, part of me feels like he actually likes it, because he knows that man can take whatever he dishes out. He finally gets to let loose, and for the audience, it's always so much fun to see. But on the other hand, superheroes holding back can lead to some of the most confusing things ever. Like imagine being a Gotham thug, just trying to take some loose change off of the ground, when all of a sudden Batman absolutely wrecks your shit. But when it comes to his arch nemesis, the tyrant that's committed mass terrorism and in some iterations, mass genocide, Batman gives him a slight tap on the cheek and stares longingly in his eyes. Are you kidding me? The priorities of some of these superheroes are mind-boggling. In what universe is Batman backing up a tank over a simple grunt man's head for information, something superhero-like? This man probably took his job for a minimum wage salary. Why is Batman going so hard on this man?
I'll tell you everything.
Thank you.
Arkham Batman in general had some of the biggest inconsistencies when it came to holding back. The amount of broken bones and concussions this man delivered on a silver plate was bad, but honestly, it wasn't as crazy as how often he broke his no-killing rule. Batman's no-killing rule is one of the biggest points of contention in any superhero conversation. God, remember when people got pissed off at Ben Affleck's Batman for shooting people with his Batmobile? I remember Zack Snyder tried playing it off and said that,
I perceive it as not him killing directly, but by sort of the bad guys are associated with a thing that happens to blow up. He would see that he would say that that's not really my problem, you know, a little more like manslaughter than actual murder. Yeah.
But that doesn't really work as an excuse, Zack Snyder. He did kill them. Ben Affleck's Batman was a murderer, but Arkham Batman is supposed to be one of the best versions of the character, and he upholds his no-kill rule, right? Right? Absolutely not, because if he didn't kill, then what the hell is this? He's not any different than Batfleck. You cannot tell me that these people that Arkham Batman is shooting are surviving this onslaught. Batman, I thought you weren't a killer. I thought you were supposed to hold back. Please, sir, let us live. I've literally never seen Batman do any of this kind of shit to the Joker. Why is he so gentle with him? This holding back mentality that he supposedly has just gives me more questions than answers, because now I never know what to expect from him. And get this, Spider-Man isn't any better. Insomniac Spider-Man is also one of the best versions of the character, and the developers made sure to put in extra care and detail to show off the fact that Peter doesn't kill people. Say you knock someone off of a building. It turns out Peter saves them at the last second and webs them to the wall. See guys, he doesn't kill. Except how are these people supposed to get down? Spider-Man has a tendency to just leave after he solves a crime. How in the world are the police supposed to get these people down safely? And remember, Peter's webs have a time limit on them. So he's not actually just throwing people off of buildings, but he's also letting them slowly wait for their fall. He's a psychopath! Even compared to the live-action Spider-Man, we can see that they make an effort not to hurt their villains too much. They pull their punches so that the people they fight can live another day. But Insomniac doesn't do that. Insomniac Spider-Man supposedly isn't a killer and tries not to hurt people that much. But then explain this. How is this move supposed to indicate that he's holding back? That lady probably had kids at home and he did a front flip onto her neck. A quick reminder that this version of Peter can casually punch people 15 feet in the air. Even if he was a master of his own strength and he knew exactly how much strength he needed to hold back against some people, there is absolutely no way to hold back your strength when you do this kind of maneuver. Even if a normal person were to do what Peter did, which is probably not possible, I'm pretty sure a front flip axe kick into someone's windpipe would permanently damage them for life minimum. But considering that Peter has super strength, he's definitely killing these people, and yet he's still gonna have the audacity to hold back against some of his main villains because he doesn't want to hurt them. Like, again, for some reason, this Spider-Man just can't knock out a middle-aged Dr. Octopus. Why does this keep happening?
I can't stand Spider-Man! I can't stand him!
See, I kinda like the holding back rule when it's like a physical or mental limitation. Like Raven, for example. She can be overpowered, but due to her fear and her trauma, she literally locks a lot of her power away for fear that she's gonna hurt people. That to me makes sense as to why Raven doesn't just solo every fight that she's in. But when it's a character's choice to hold back, it's kinda tricky because then you have to come up with reasons as to why that character is losing to characters that he should easily beat. I'm talking about someone in particular. The absolute worst example of this, I think, is Invincible. Mark Grayson is single-handedly the most annoying character to partake in the holding back trope. He is clearly so much stronger than a lot of the characters in his show, and yet he still loses those fights because his dumbass holds back way too much. Like, I get that he's a nice guy and he doesn't really want to hurt anyone that bad, but when it comes at the risk of everyone else's lives, it's a little insane. Like, Mark, why were you struggling with these fodder villains? Like, really? These are street tier characters and you find a way to get hurt in this scenario? You're actively putting innocent people's lives in danger by not dealing with threats fast enough. For example, remember when Oliver absolutely messed up the Mauler twins? It was a super scary moment because it showed us what would happen if a Viltrumite didn't hold back. It's so scary. But like, no, the Mauler twins were gonna launch missiles onto the Earth, and Mark still held back enough to let the Mauler twins knock him down a couple times. Like, Mark, people's lives are in danger. Lock in. Oliver stole the show and actually showed us just how fast Mark could have solved the problem.
Embarrassing!
Now, before some of you guys say, well, if Mark didn't hold back, then he'd be a killer, and he doesn't want to be a killer. I know what you mean, but I'm not saying he should be a killer. All I want is for Mark to find the damn middle ground. Do you really have to hold back so much that it lets people so much weaker than you get the upper hand on you, thereby putting innocent people in danger? No! Just use enough strength to knock them out or something. Or how about you use your damn super speed and just tie them up so that they're not able to do anything against you? Watching season 3 of Invincible was genuinely so frustrating because of how many situations Mark was in that he could have easily been able to solve, but he holds back way too much. I'm gonna lose my mind. Mark, you're a liability. I don't know anymore. I get why superheroes hold back their powers. They don't want to do too much damage in their fights, but sometimes the inconsistencies that come with the decision to hold back, I think, need to be handled better. It can be really frustrating from an audience's perspective, but it can also be really funny.